Welcome to Set Sports, where we talk about all the trending topics in the sports world. Our first topic today is the NBA playoffs, where there are two series going on, including the Mavs and Warriors and the Celtics and Heat. And we're here to discuss it. Our first topic today is obviously going to be the Celtics and the Heat, because this series has proven that Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum are at the highest level. So what have you guys taken away so far from the 4 games that have been played?
I do understand all the hype that is revolving around the Celtics, but I still believe that the Heat will take away this series in 6 or 7 games. The Celtics are doing well; they just don't have the depth to be a very well-rounded team like the Miami Heat.
I agree with the idea that the Heat are going to win the series, but I do disagree with the fact that you're saying the Celtics do not have depth. They have one of the best defenses in the NBA, and this series could easily go to 7 games. But ultimately, in the end, with the injuries of Tatum and Smart, I have the Heat winning in 7.
I actually disagree with you guys. Going into the playoffs, I actually had the Celtics as winning the finals because their defense has proven to be better than the whole league. Like Tatum has been able to step up on defense. So has Marcus Smart, obviously already one of the best defenders in the league, already been able to step up. And they have great coaching behind them. So overall, I think the Celtics will probably take this series in 6 and win tomorrow. And then probably after that, I have them going on and winning the finals against the Warriors, which is actually our next topic, the Warriors and the Mavs. So far, the Warriors have been absolutely dominant. And obviously, we have to talk about it. So what do you guys think about Steph Curry and how him and his Warriors are able to completely dominate the Mavs so far?
I just think the Mavs they weren't defensively prepared for the Warriors. They'll try and guard Curry out in the 3, and then they'll pass into Andrew Wiggins and just get dunked on. They just can't find a defensive solution for the Warriors.
I think that the Warriors should win this series pretty easily. And I actually don't really want to focus on the series, but I want to focus on the Mavericks in this. The Mavericks have arguably one of the best players in the NBA in Luka Doncic, who's dropping 40 points a game, and yet they still can't get a win. Going into this offseason, the Mavs are going to need to pair Luka Doncic with a superstar, because there is no talent on that team besides Doncic. And if they don't get him another superstar, they have no chance of making it to the NBA Finals or winning it.
I completely agree with you. And I also think that by the Mavs not getting another superstar, they're actually hurting their relationship with Luka Doncic. Because it's been said that people like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson have been able to make their teammates better. And Luka can't, because Luka's teammates are second-round picks who are able to start on this team or are way past their prime. So if Mark Cuban doesn't find a solution for Luka Doncic being basically the head of this team and being one of the only people who scores every game, there's no chance they're going to go anywhere. And lastly, we'll do our NBA Finals prediction. So who do you guys got winning the finals and in how many games?
I know this may seem like a basic take, but I think the Warriors will beat the Heat in the finals in 5 games. Just because the Warriors they haven't shown any weaknesses in this series against the Mavericks. And obviously the Heat, the Celtics are winning games, and the Mavericks aren't. So the Warriors I just believe they're a flat-out better team than the Heat.
I agree with the take on who's going to make the finals, but I do have a different outcome, and I'm going to predict the Heat to win the finals. Going into this playoffs, the Heat were the most underrated 1 seed I've ever heard of. Everyone's saying the Nets, everyone's saying the Grizzlies, the Nets, or any other team besides the Heat. The Heat are 1 seed and made it to the finals 2 years ago, and I think led by Jimmy Butler, they have a great chance of winning the finals.
I actually disagree with the pick that the Heat are going to win the finals because I don't even have them getting there. I think that the Celtics will probably take that series in 6 and go on to play the Warriors. And in that series, obviously, it's great offense with Stephen Curry versus great defense with Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum. I think overall the Celtics will win that series in 6. I think it's fitting that in the NBA's 75th season, the NBA's most historic franchise will win their 18th ring. Our next segment is going to be the MLB start of the season so far, through 40 games. And through 40 games, I think that multiple teams have shown that they have what it takes to be a World Series contender. So what do you guys think?
I believe that the Mets, they have a great chance. We have seen a slight decline in their team's performance with a couple of losses in the last week or two, but the roster has so much, like, the roster is so full of talent, and there's defense, and there's obviously offense. We can hit the ball very well. But I also believe that's supported by the very bad NL East division. None of the other teams in the NL East have a record above 500, and the Mets play a majority of their games against teams in the NL East. Now, I'm not trying to discredit the Mets. I just believe they are a contender, but they are not as good as people are saying they are because they're in a horrible division in the NL East.
So you talked about a team in a terrible division. I'm actually going to talk about a team in one of the best divisions in MLB, that being the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're the top team in baseball, or second best team in baseball, with one in the best division most likely, with the Padres, Giants, and Rockies and Diamondbacks all having above or close to 500 records. The Giants and Padres should both also make playoffs, and as of right now, I'd say the Dodgers are a good pick to win the World Series.
I'm actually also going to talk about the New York Mets, but I disagree that they haven't shown that they have a serious chance, that they're only thriving off their division. The Mets have lost one series all year, which is the lowest out of any team. And that one series was to the Mariners, who they very rarely play on a very bad call. Not to mention, the Mets have beaten teams all year like the Giants and the Cardinals, who are considered to be World Series contenders. The games that the Mets have played against their division have all been absolute blowouts, to say the least. And every time the Mets win, they go on and they win again. It's not like they stop. So I think that the Mets can easily win a World Series. And I think that the Mets could obviously be one of those top teams going into October. Next, we'll talk about the AL, and a team that I'd like to highlight is the Minnesota Twins. The Twins have been great all year and have multiple great talents on their team, like Byron Buxton and Carlos Correa. And even though Correa is probably going to leave at the end of the year, it could still be shown that the Twins' offseason moves have proven to work, as Correa is having a great year and their pitching has worked out. Not to mention Joe Ryan, who is a rookie pitcher, who will probably be my Rookie of the Year, has shown that he is one of the top pitchers in this league. So what do you guys think?
I believe that I'm going to go to a specific player. I believe Vladimir Guerrero will win the MVP of the American League just because of just how well-rounded of a player he is. He can hit for power. He can hit for contact. His batting average and on-base percentage is through the roof. And he's also not a horrible first baseman. He can pick the ball. I mean, you're supposed to, but some struggle. And he's also he's just proving to be a very valuable player for the Jays as they thrive in their division and the American League. And I see them being a very strong World Series contender for the AL.
So I talked about the best team in the NL for the NL division. Now I'm going to talk about the best team in the AL, that being the New York Yankees. And if you might recall, last time we were here, I mentioned how I thought the Blue Jays and White Sox were ahead of the Yankees, and how the Yankees would probably not win the World Series. But that take has aged poorly, as the Yankees now have the best record in baseball and a possible MVP in Aaron Judge.
We now head off to our hockey reporter, Wasim Samisian, to talk about the hockey playoffs so far.
The second round of the NHL playoffs just recently ended, and now we'll be moving on to the Western and Eastern Conference Finals, and the winners will advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. In the Western Conference, the Calgary Flames played the Edmonton Oilers, and the Oilers won in 6 games. Connor McDavid has been the clear MVP of the Oilers, as he's racked up 29 points in the past 2 series. The Colorado Avalanche played the St. Louis Blues and beat them in 6 games. The Avalanche and the Oilers will play each other in the Western Conference Finals. In the Eastern Conference, the Rangers beat the Carolina Hurricanes, who are one of the top Stanley Cup contenders. The Rangers will play the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Eastern Conference Final, and the winner will advance to the Stanley Cup Finals.
That's all for this episode of Set Sports. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.